I would always like to state that we are a country, we are a third world country with a first world legislations. So we have rules and regulations of first world, but actually we are a third world country. So the problem starts from there. Now, if you see, Mr. Upadhyay was giving, we have close to around 52 nursing schools in Northeast, correct? So they might be average, if I take average of 100 seats, below 100 seats is not a feasible to run a nursing school. So every year we are producing close to around 5,200 nurses, close to around. Okay, so let us take an average of 50 nurses per school, so around 2,500 nurses, right? Now, if we see the Northeast, the problem from where it generates, I'm going to that point, and how it's just my suggestion how we can tackle this problem, is that average if we see, if we take hospitals like Negrim, Sikkim Manipal, Dr. Palin's hospital, everything, we are close to around 5,000 beds altogether, maybe if we don't take the small nursing homes. So we are around 5,000 beds. Now usually it is said for any hospital to have a feasible running condition, we should have at least 3 nurses per bed. Now thinking with an occupancy of all the hospitals cannot run ever with 100% occupancy. With 5,000 beds if we have at our disposal with an average industry standard of 70% occupancy, that means we are running with around 4,200 patients at any given point of time in all our hospitals. To run that, I need 12,000 nurses, close to around. Every year, the nursing school itself is producing close to around 2,500 nurses across. The problem starts in 2 things. One, the nursing schools are being run by independent hospitals, right? We use those nurses during the student time to take care of our daily clinical rounds, clinical work. Ultimately, when they pass out, we have something known as a placement cell in all the nursing schools. They shoot a letter to all the hospitals in the country. So we are just like a small Philippines in Northeast. Philippines export nurses. Northeast is also exporting nurses. But Philippines is slightly different. They first fulfill their demand. They first recruit the nurses as per their hospital norms. Whatever surplus, every school is given a percentage. Why should we have GNM and BSc nurses in my hospital when I don't have? Government hospitals, if a government entity can recruit a BHMS, BMS doctors and send them for rural posting, direct patient interaction, giving medications, then the same government through an arm known as QCI is giving us a rule, okay, you want to run a hospital, you have to have only MBBS doctors. Why? So it's only that we have a dual system, and whatever discussions we have, gentlemen, any forum, if this dual system, dual legislations cannot be quashed, this crisis will never be over. How many schools we open, how many medical seats we give, we have a dual legislation for hospitals, and whenever government takes up something, it's liable. It's very easy. We go to take a medical establishment license from the health office. They asked me a list of all the doctors who is employed with their degree and everything. They don't allocate you beds if you don't have MBBS doctors. Now, how many MBBS doctors are in PHCCACs? So if government can run an entity of healthcare delivery with BHMS, BMS, why can't we? So the problem is there. So what I propose and what is my suggestion is that we have to train more people. We have to approach the agencies that yes, statistics are there. And you will be surprised to know maximum of the statistics in our country comes from WHO, UNICEF. We don't have a hardcore data of Ministry of Health, Government of India. So when we are relying on international bodies to make our statistics, make our data shortfall, and we are coming out with proposals that okay, we should do this, I would request, I have seniors from the industry who have worked years. So for Northeast, let us come together to prevent the exporting of talent outside. Yes.
Back Metropolis. I have a few comments or whatever. Everybody was stressing on the lack of human resource in the region. What I'd like to say is we actually have a problem of having substandard human resource. Everybody is talking about how many nurses or healthcare professionals. I'm not talking about doctors here. I'm talking about the paramedical staff that gets, taken to Delhi, Medanta and all that. Everyone sees Northeastern nurses there, but they haven't gone there with that level of expertise. They have been trained in Delhi to reach that level of expertise. We are great at producing generalists. Generalists at everything. We don't have transplant surgeon here, we bring them here, do the surgery, send them back. We don't have people who will give care to the transplant patients or a triple bypass patient. With those nurses, they take our people, they train them to that level of expertise. That is point one. Other one is, I don't know how many of you, I'm sure everybody is heads of institute here, you've had interviews in your place. Whenever you advertise for one job of maybe a lab technician or whatever, at least 20 people come. They're all graduates, or they've got some degree, DMLT, this nursing, that nursing, all that. So the unemployment is very, very high. The problem is we are not training them well. The third part of my the problem here is, the other part that I want to make a comment on is what is going to actually define the growth of Northeast tourism, health tourism in Northeast, which somehow I've just walked into Northeast, walked into Medanta or wherever, and seen the Northeastern people giving excellent customer care. So we are more and more going towards an era where people are defining medical expertise dependent on customer care, not only how excellent your diagnostics is, but how good your toilets are, how well your people are meeting and talking to the people. Somehow, over the years, we are noticing more and more the expertise is given a backbench by the clients, and the customer care is more important. And the same people, our Northeastern people in their hometown, are seriously very bad at customer care.
Like today in this venue which we are sitting, I think post-independence, this is the first 5-star which has moved here. So in Northeast, hospitals have still, that means not hospitals, all of us, we are still not groomed to acknowledge that yes, it's a service industry. So the more expectation, see, it is again a demand and I give you back. So it's in Northeast, it's like people who come, they also had to have an expectation out of a unit. And secondly, we administrators, we should understand that yes, that this is an industry, this is a service industry. Thirdly, yes, what prompted Medanta, Apollo, XYZ to give that care is that they are afraid of competition.
Aspect of quality, like Dr. Shivaji said, we have a third world country with first world regulations and legislations. We have a lot of institutes which are becoming NABH accredited. It's a very good exercise. But at the same time, we realize that there are lots of others which haven't reached that level. NABH is like an all or none kind of criteria. And we do not have facilitators. Now, we'll say, okay, we guys are the guys who are doing very good, high standard quality work. You guys are not doing it. But if we want to think about not just empanelment or insurance or all these things or medical tourism. We should think in terms of quality for the whole population. Right now, it's like as though like quality is there for those who can afford it, for insurance, empanelment, and all that stuff. What we need is quality because quality is good for the population. So if we want to do that, then we need to have facilitators who are going to say, let's have a group of facilitators who will go to all the smaller hospitals and say, we are here to help you reach certain standards. We want to facilitate. I don't see that happening right now. The QCI is very good. I mean, the standards are excellent. We're all working towards it. But I think if you want to think of the population as a whole, quality is good for the country. So I think we should work on developing QCI. We need to have a huge number of facilitators who can help each other. And in the Northeast, if we can do that, then I think we will be able to generate high quality people in every area of work. I think to Dr. Glenn's talk about paramedicals and allied health people, I think very, very important because I don't think we're ever going to generate enough anesthetists for the country. Never. It's never going to happen, for the rural areas. And therefore, if you look at, when independence took place, I talked in the mission hospital perspective. There were about 800 or 900 hospitals, and they were the backbone of health in the country.
Last one. I saw this hand first. Dr. Bhavan Chaudhary.
And we want to retain them by forming some or other type of rules, requesting the institutes to retain their trained paramedics for our Northeast hospitals. Then why we need medical tourism? When we cannot accommodate our patient in our beds, our patients to our doctors, there is shortage of doctors, shortage of nurses, shortage of caregivers, then why should we go for medical tourism to bring patients from outside Northeast, outside India? That I don't understand.
Hello. In fact, there is no shortage in this region. There is abundance, everything. And so many doctors are also walking outside from North India. So many Assamese, so many Manipuri. Right now, the cardiothoracic surgeon heading the PGI cardiothoracic surgery is from Manipur. Anyway, we have to develop a platform and harvest them, and all of them will be coming. There is plenty of nurses working outside. They are trained. They are now trained for the transplantation, the cardiac surgery, and paramedics also. In fact, particularly there is no shortage, and we are envisioning ourselves that more beds, more facilities, more quality, so that once we have that quality, we can retain our own patients, our own customer, and after that we can attract from other regions or other countries. So it is a matter of visualization and implementation, and we need the cooperation from public sector and as well as from the private sector.